This episode is sponsored by Atlantis Clothing. Our drug lord, Atlantis, and Return to Viper lines are all available for purchase right now. Shop at atlantisclothing.com today and pick up your order. All right, so cannabis accessories and products are trending up in a fast rate. Whether it's because of COVID, friendlier views on consumption, and growing social acceptance of consumption, Google is reporting that more people than ever have been searching for cannabis accessories. Lucky for all the new and old-time consumers, almost all accessories that you want or need are actually easily available online now. Tonight we get a chance to speak with somebody who actually is taking advantage of some of that, and he got in it a little bit early, and that's my man BJay Fleming. In 2019, he had the idea to bring Pure Life to market, consisting of rolling papers, trays, and more. The brand was fully equipped to take advantage of what people's new level of interest turned out to be when it comes to cannabis accessories. So tonight I get a chance to talk to BJay about how Pure Life came to be. From pop-ups to online, and the best ways for him to market and sell his products, sustaining the brand through COVID, and just being a black face in the white industry, man.
Yeah.
BJay, what's good, man?
Nothing much, man. Appreciate you having me on the show. Appreciate you reaching out.
Oh, no doubt, man. You know, the crazy part was I've heard of Pure for a while. I just didn't know you were in Atlanta. I didn't know you was in Atlanta until we was at a pop-up together.
Yeah, I know people tell me that all the time, man. We kind of did a lot of work in the beginning, like just going out and just as kind of a street team, like with stickers. Like my girl would put the stickers on as she like go to work, and I put the stickers up everywhere, like at gas stations, all different kind of places. I used to leave these papers at the bus stop just to make sure people would get them, just because I wanted people to get the product, because I know what the product is, man. And I just feel like we've come a long way in a short time, and I'm just happy with the momentum.
That's what it is, man. Well, thank you for being a guest today. Like I say, I've been familiar with the brand for a short amount of time myself, and most important, well, due to pop-ups, you know, I had a chance to even meet you. But for those who don't know, just please introduce yourself and tell us what you're doing.
My name is BJay. What I do is Pure. Pure is a rolling paper brand where our flagship product is rolling papers, but we specialize in basically anything smoking and smoking accessories. Our papers are made of 100% Jamaican hemp, and we are trying to get a healthier take on smoking, because we all know that we can smoke with the tobacco products and they're not good for us, and we know that that tobacco kind of makes you look old after a while. It kind of makes your breath stink a little bit. We don't want those things to happen. So we're trying to make everything a little bit more pure, a little bit more healthy, and we're on that side. And all of our products are made from 100% all natural fibers for our products, and our trays are made from 100% biodegradable plastics. So everything is for the environment. We're here for the environment. It's not only good for you, it's good for the environment as well.
That's what it is, man. All right, so before we started the show, we was actually talking a little bit, and I knew by the height. You know what I'm saying? I hate being. We just talked about that last week about how when you're a certain height as a black man, you're gonna have to play a sport, whether it's basketball or football.
Of course.
And I saw it on you. I was like, my man is an ex-hooper, man.
Of course, man. I hoop like my whole life. Like I played sports basically my whole fucking life, man. I put a lot of grind into the sports. Like, if you would talk to me at like 14, 15, 16, even 17, I would have told you, I'm going to the league.
Facts.
Like straight up, just like everybody else, I had hoop dreams, but you know, they kind of got derailed by like, you know, injuries and stuff like that. And I'm just happy it happened early enough that I was able to pick myself up, because it was kind of devastating at the time. Like 17-year-old me wasn't the same person that I am now, like having this conversation.
That's what's up, man. So what do you feel like you learned from the injury that actually set you back? Like, because even like you mentioned, at that point, your trajectory was trying to be a professional athlete. It wasn't necessarily being a business person.
It's just to be resilient, man. Like, life is going to throw obstacles at you. Like, my dad always used to tell me, like, no matter what, you got to pick yourself up. You can't stay on the ground. Everybody gets knocked down, but you can't stay down. And I just try to pick myself up every single day, because it's kind of hard when you know that you have the talent to do something, but your body won't let you do it anymore. Yeah. It's kind of weird. It's like a mind fuck. But you kind of got to put yourself in a position where I got to have a backup plan. I got to find something else to do. Yeah. So I still went to college, and, you know, I graduated and I did all that too. But it did hurt that I wasn't out there. Like, I can't lie about that.
So was you smoking during this time, like when you was playing ball?
I wasn't necessarily smoking as much when I was playing ball, but when I got hurt, they tried to give me the pain pills and all that, and it kind of made me drowsy, made me dizzy, and I couldn't do it. So I just started smoking, and my brother kind of brought weed around me at that time, and I've been smoking ever since.
That's what's up, man. that's what it is. So you inadvertently used the plant for health reasons. Like, you know how crazy most people just start off straight, I'm just doing it recreationally. You inadvertently ended up doing it that way.
Yeah, and it just worked out that way. And I've seen within like the last 10 years maybe, the medicinal uses of it, because when I started smoking, it was just smoking for fun.
Yeah.
But now I see all these different health like benefits and all these different things, and I like where the plant is going. It seems like some revolutionary type stuff, like we're in prohibition or something like that.
Well, the best part is, we never really had a chance to fully do research on what cannabis can do for you outside of the hallucinogen,
Exactly.
part of that. So right now we're in a space where you're really about to see a lot more research happen. The more we get to the more we get to where we are where it's a normal situation. You know what I mean? Like where
Yeah.
people just looking at it as, well, this is a plant, not necessarily a drug. We'll start seeing way more research.
Yeah, and I'm happy to see where we're going to go, especially in the South with this whole industry, because it's so untapped. We have like what? Have you ever rolled down South Georgia and you seen all these fields and all this stuff? Like, what if we planted hemp? What if we planted cannabis there? Like, it'd be a cash crop for the state of Georgia, and it'd just be beneficial for everybody around. So I just can't wait to see where we're going, bro. I feel like we're going somewhere where we're gonna have a big influx of cash come to this state.
The crazy part, I've never been to South Georgia, but I just imagine Lovecraft Country.
Man, it's a lot of you'll go down there, it's just a lot of just land. You might go ride, and it just might just be land for 10, 15 minutes.
Bro, you ever do that in Mississippi? Like you drive and you start seeing large plant. I was with a white friend of mine, and we was in Mississippi, and she sees all these large plant, just all this land, and she literally looks at me and says, "I wonder what all that was." And I was like, "Damn, slavery."
Damn, it is though.
Damn,
Man,
slavery.
bro, when I went to
don't know what
college,
to tell you.
bro, like when I went to college, the craziest shit in the world was I went to Georgia Southern. It was
Yeah.
a cotton field outside of Georgia Southern. Like it was literally a cotton field. That shit shocked the fuck out of me. Like being from the city, like I kind of been outside the city, but I didn't know like that. Going to Statesboro, like South Georgia.
So you from Atlanta?
Yeah, I'm from Atlanta.
Okay.
I'm born and raised in Atlanta. Like I went to school in Atlanta all the way through. Like I went to.
Bro, you know how I can't I'm from Boston. It's crazy how I look at racism before I came down here, because I'm like, for one, we had what I love, what I call it's overt racism. It was in your face. Like I knew exactly where I stood. They knew where they stood. It was cool. You get down here, it's like so much, like you could smile on a person's face and they'll be in your whole house and hate everything about you. And I always picked up the fact that, and some of that is because everything is so in your face down here for some reason.
Exactly.
Subtly, like you'll see Confederate flags, you'll see all kind of old monuments, and nobody say two words about it.
It's because it's been like that forever. But these are the same people, though. They going back to when playing sports. These same people, it's like they fetishize you when you playing sports. You're such a great person.
Facts.
But then when you go back to like being a regular person, you just another nigga. Like you just another regular nigga. Like it's like, damn, it's such a mind fuck just being around shit like that, because I guess they fetishize something that they don't have as far as like that talent or just that naturally like height or something like that. It's just kind of weird to be around because.
Damn, we about to get flagged
Man.
all on this episode.
It's just weird to be around sometimes.
I'm playing. It ain't sense for this, man. But let's get into Pure Life, man. What led to the creation of Pure?
I was just basically trying to make a healthier take on smoking, because we know we smoke every single day. So if we smoke every day and we put that tobacco in our body every day, what is that doing to our lungs?
Damn, you just talking all about my life right
Man,
now.
I was there. It was me. I was the person. I'm talking to myself as well, because I was sitting right there and I just thought like, what am I doing to my lungs? And then I also thought, man, I'm putting a lot of money in these guys' pockets. We go to the gas station every single day. I don't know if you know the guy who owns Backwoods, but the Imperial Brands, they own Backwoods, and they're not the type of people who like would give back to the community. So I kind of researched that, and when I saw that, I was like, man, if I'm giving all this money to these people and we're not getting anything back, why don't I try to start something on my own? And we just kind of got a little momentum, and we just kept rolling. And I'm just happy to be here, man, to be honest.
That's what it is, man. And it's crazy when you mention the tobacco. I often say that they know for a fact nobody's using these at all to actually smoke cigars. Like nobody's going in there and buying like flavored strawberry cigarillos. Nobody's going there to buy. They using that strictly for cannabis.
Great cigarillos.
They'll never in the day, admit that. They'll never in the day support that. And that's another reason why I have an issue, with the tobacco. Like there's definitely the health issues, but on top of that, you got to run the fact with you're supporting the whole thing that's for a fact does not even care about what's happening.
Yeah, and that's kind of like, I don't know, I guess sometimes we do just take a blind eye, I'm just like everybody else. Like, I like the things that I like, and I never knock nobody for liking what they like, but sometimes, if you do a little bit of research on this stuff, you'll realize that some of these people aren't great people that you put your money into their pockets, but, to each his own.
Yeah. So what makes this line different than other lines?
We kind of try to just take a different take on smoking as far as just bringing something to the future. Basically, we've started things like we have the rolling tray that basically it's a speaker.
Yeah.
So it's a rolling tray. It has a speaker inside of it, and it's like we always say, step into the future because it's something that is not something that most people have ever seen before. When the rolling tray comes on, it'll actually play whatever song you want to play. So if you put your phone right here and you connect it to your phone, you can play whatever song that you want.
Say word. Am I in the future right now? So people are rolling up to they rolling up to a theme song.
And you can have your theme song, you can have your song, you can have your stuff playing in the background if you're an artist, and you can be rolling up. So like it's coordinated to more of the consumer to where we're consolidating everything, putting it all in one place because it's just easy, man. Like it's easier to make everything all in one place.
That's lit, man. Hey, yo, that's lit though. That's dope as shit, man. What made you want to bring out? Because I know that you've had the rolling papers for a second. What made you want to bring out the other parts of the brand, which you say which is the rolling papers now? I mean, rolling papers. Excuse me, the rolling tray.
Just trying to be a little different, just because I know everybody sees rolling papers and everybody has seen rolling papers, but sometimes we haven't seen these new gadgets and things that they put out as far as just rolling trays or some of the vape machines or whatever. And if you put it out there to the people they will respond to it. They love just new things. And I'm just trying to just put just new things in front of people's faces and just a new take on smoking because we smoke every day and it kind of gets repetitive after a while. Try to do something new.
When I was reading up on the story about how people were searching more cannabis accessories, rolling trays was the number one thing that people were looking for.
Of course. I learned that during the pandemic, actually, because when we started, we were just starting with the rolling papers. That's our flagship product. That's what we came out with, like rolling papers. And we went to the trays more when COVID hit, because COVID hit and it kind of made us all go inside. So when we all went inside, we had to kind of just shift and try to find a different product, something that was a little bit, just a little bit different. So we found these rolling trays, and we marketed them pretty well, and the e-commerce side kind of kicked in, and when that kicked in, it kind of put us into overdrive because it made us be able to sell more products than we ever sold in a short period of time.
Yeah, more people were buying online at that moment. Like all websites, like my website was popping.
Exactly. It was booming at that time, man. Like it's crazy. It's crazy. And it's just like about just sustaining that and just, keeping that momentum just to piggyback on it.
What I like about, and I went to your website, and what I liked about the website was on the blog side, you actually had almost tutorials, saying different ways that people can actually use the products.
Exactly.
From everything from saying how you can make your joint burn slower to things like that. Speak about why you decided to add that layer of background into the brand and to the website.
It's just to add to the smoking community. Like some people don't know what a shotgun barrel blunt is.
Yeah.
They've never rolled one before. Some people don't know how to make their blunt roll a little bit slow. They don't know how to make their joints roll a little bit. burn a little bit slower if you just crinkle them up. It's just simple things. These little simple small things that can make your stuff a little bit better. And when you know about it, you know about it. But if you don't, you don't.
Yeah, it's good to add stuff like that. It makes it more of a lifestyle.
Yeah, it's add value. Just add value to it's just like everything else. Because I heard about it from somebody, and somebody told it to me. I tell it to somebody, and it keeps going.
Yeah. So, have you ever thought about bringing hemp papers to the mix?
These are hemp papers.
Those are hemp papers.
These are Jamaican hemp papers. Like we kind of were obsessive with getting hemp papers because the brown wood pulp papers, sometimes they're not the best, they're not the healthiest. The hemp is the healthiest thing you smoke. It's like rolling up a flower in a flower. So you're not even smoking paper.
Yeah. Yeah. So when it comes to the products, I know, do you have one that you prefer to use as far as from the paper line? Like, don't you, and I hope I'm not saying this wrong, don't you have the cones as well?
Yeah, we have the cones. Yeah. It just depends, because sometimes when I wake up, I don't want to roll a whole joint, so I just want to stuff a cone, and I stuff a cone, and you just keep going. But if I would prefer anything, I prefer the hemp paper because it is the healthiest thing you can smoke. But hey, the cones are just efficient, man. Like they undefeated.
Bro, cones are lifesavers. Undefeated. I know some people. I found out. I have friends of mine who actually don't roll. They actually use cones. I didn't know that for the longest, man. But I see how it's more convenient.
A lot of people are like that. I'm just starting to notice more and more and more as I'm in this space. Like a lot of people don't know how to roll at all. They want to smoke, but they don't know how to do it. So if you put a cone and you put weed there, it's kind of self-explanatory. And if you just stuff it in, you just get better and better and better at it.
Bro, I'm myself trying to lean more to papers. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like seriously, like I'm trying to get into that space. Like my wife don't do papers. She do, if we smoke and she use She's a blunt person, but I'm like, dog, I really need you to get online with this one.
You
know what I'm saying? Like, I'm so tired of smoking tobacco. It's a gross taste after a while.
What I will tell you though, if you stop smoking tobacco, you'll feel a little bit healthier. Like, you know how you run up the stairs sometimes, you be like, damn, that kind of took a little bit out of me.
Yeah.
Shit, like, you don't feel that feeling anymore. You feel like you're back. Like, let's go play some ball. Like, let's do it.
I ain't
like,
feeling that good.
Hey,
I'll tell you
let's
right
do
now,
it.
I ain't feeling that good. I ain't feeling that good. You know, we talk often about the ancillary side of the industry, different ways you can get into the business without necessarily touching the plant side. Rolling papers and cannabis accessories, that's another part of the industry that exists, that definitely there's money to be made, but it lacks faces of color, any color, you know, for the most part. We have just a standard of who is going to be there.
Exactly. But a lot of people of color don't know about it though.
Yeah.
And that's kind of where I like what you guys are doing. You guys are informing people, and that's where we're kind of at a disadvantage. Is we don't have the information. It's not that we don't want to do it. We just don't have the information to do it.
Yeah,
that's why I admire you guys for that, like putting that information out there and just getting it to the community.
Yeah, well, what is it like for you being one of the few black faces behind a rolling paper line? Because again, we're talking about another handful of folks. You know what I'm saying? In a space where you got your raw papers and your zigzags and all that.
It's not normal to walk. I'll tell you this: you don't necessarily see too many black faces in this industry, but it's a lot of space for it though, because I feel like for a long time we kind of got marginalized and we kind of got like not taken seriously. But we have so many great ideas. We just got to put them down and do it the right way, and we can be right there with anybody else, man. We have the talent. We just got to do it.
Do you feel any pressure as far as being a black business owner in this space?
Not pressure necessarily. It's just like I'm just anxious to see where we're gonna go. Yeah. It's not like I'm pressure, like I'm nervous. Like it's kind of go back to like in sports where I'm not. If somebody's in the crowd and they're watching, they're recruiting me, I'm not nervous. I'm anxious. I want to show you my talent. I want to show you what we got. I can't wait to show you. It's like I practice so much. I've done this so much that when you see what I got, you gonna feel me.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? Growing up, I feel like I haven't seen a lot of people actually use papers, especially, you know what I'm saying, us. You know what I'm saying? It's always been the Philly Blunts to the Dutch Masters to wherever we are now.
That's what I used to fuck with, the Dutches, man. I used to love the Dutches. The green Dutches, I used to fuck with those.
Bro, I tell you, I'll talk about that right after this, because I did a poll on my Instagram about old school cigars we used to use, what people's favorites was.
Yeah.
But what I was going to say was, I feel like there's been almost a stigma when it comes to papers in the black community. Like, if you're doing it, that's some white boy shit. You know what I'm saying? But really, like,
and they say like they burn fast, right? But I've done the burn test so many times with a paper and a blunt, like a regular cigar blunt. It's not even close, man. I feel like if you stuff a cone, like it's so much weed in the cone that you can put in there, and it's the way this shit is like kind of like. It's kind of like the way it's engineered. It just starts to burn slower and slower and slower. If you ever notice that shit when you smoking a cone.
Yeah. Like, you know what I like though? I like the thing about the papers the most is, I mean, sometimes it will burn faster, but it tastes so much better and you get a better high. It
just depends on how you roll it. Yeah. If you roll a paper kind of way too loose, it's gonna burn fast though, because like it's something about the amount of air that's in there. It's somebody knows that science. I just don't know it, but something about that the amount of air that's in there. If you roll it right though. Hey, you can roll a paper joint that's crazy, like crazy, and you can do so much with it because you kind of can put them together. You can make a super extendo. You can put a whole bunch of stuff together and make something really creative. Because I've seen people like they've taken these joints and they made art out of it.
Yeah,
like, it's pretty incredible to what they can do with it.
Yeah, go on Instagram. You'll see some dope blunts turned into all kind of things, man. But let's get back into the cigar conversation.
Yeah.
We did have this poll a little while ago because I midnight. I'm on Instagram and somebody had reposted an old school Dutch Master, and I was like, I went down the whole line of all the cigars we used to smoke. So you used to do the Green Dutches.
Of course, that was me all day. I used to hit him with the Green Dutch or the Pall Mall Dutches.
But my shit was, and shout out to rap music. Jada Kiss got me on so many Dutch Masters, it's not funny, man. Because Jada started off by telling everybody about vanilla Dutches. And I remember going on a quest in Charlotte, North Carolina to find vanilla Dutches. And then like 2 songs later, my man hit us with the strawberry Dutches. And I couldn't find a strawberry Dutch nowhere. I remember thinking it was invisible. You know what I'm saying? Like, or imaginary. Like he made that up until I finally found one. But I was a Dutch Master person for the longest, bro. I would go hunt them down. Like I say, vanilla Dutches was everything for me, man.
See, I just discovered Dutches on accident. I used to fuck with them White Owls tough because like Outkast, man. The White Owls hard. In this bitch in the South, oh my God, you get some White Owls was hard. That was hitting hard. Everybody was smoking them. We all was smoking them, and now we don't. None of us fuck with them, but we was all smoking them back then.
Bro,
and, hey,
let me
it's
tell you.
just like I don't know what we were doing. I used to fuck the purple with the Great White Owls too. Like,
Yo,
just awesome.
Thank the South for White Owls and Swisher Sweets, because I feel like those are the two
Swishes too.
Those are the two worst kinds of things to smoke weed to. But I swear to goodness, man, like you go to Texas, you can't. They still smoking Swishers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think
Shit, my brother still smokes Swishers. I get this nigga papers all the time. He still smokes Swishers. Like, it's to each his own. Like, hey, you
bro,
love what you love.
I secretly judge people who smoke Swishers right now. Like, if I see you walk into the store and purposely buy some Swishers, I'm like, what is wrong with you, dude? Like,
one thing about a Swisher though, you can roll a perfect ass blunt with a Swisher though. Like, you can roll that bitch perfect. Like, it don't got no flaws in it.
But it's almost like rolling the paper. It's almost like rolling the paper is just tobacco. And if you roll it a little bit too tight and it crack.
Oh, you fucked in.
And it burns as fat. Like I said, you might as well get a paper. That's always my thought. If you're gonna do a Swisher, you might as well smoke papers.
Yeah. Them shits just taste bad to me though. Like all that tobacco shit. Like after smoking papers for so long now, when I smoke tobacco, I just taste that shit. Like I don't know why. It's just like my taste is amplified now because I guess because I don't smoke it a lot no more. That shit just tastes so bad now. Bro,
my grown palate now has me away from any flavored anything. Like,
I feel that shit.
Any flavored anything. I had to buy some white grape games a little while ago, and that was man, I regret that to this moment.
I used to fuck with the games too. I was there too. Damn, I used to fuck with all these shits. To think about it, like damn.
And you right now, so we done named several brands. Now one of them was a black-owned brand.
Which one?
Not said we done named several of them.
Oh, you said none?
Yeah. Now one of them was a black-owned brand. And I doubt any one of them would even admit that they know cannabis users are buying these. Like,
they swear that people are buying this shit and just smoking these shits like regular cigars with the tobacco in it. That's what they swear. But come on now, we all got common sense.
I'm trying to tell you right now, nobody's smoking a strawberry Swisher
at all.
You know,
nobody's smoking any kind of Swisher that's not putting no weed in it.
Yeah, ain't nobody doing all that, man.
If you just smoking the Swisher blunt, I come kind of looking at you like a little sideways, like damn, for real. So
having to market the brand is definitely something. Well, figuring out ways to market the brand is something you had to do. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? I've seen you at pop-ups. But what are certain ways that you kind of what are certain methods you use to get the brand out there?
Just trying to get all over. Just before Corona hit, we were just set up for all the festivals as far as South by Southwest and the marijuana conventions and all that stuff. And it was kind of like, boom, it hit, and we had to kind of pivot. Yeah. So that's kind of why we stuck to the pop-ups, because Atlanta is a place that's open right now. So it's one of the few places that's open.
Really?
I guess COVID don't exist in Atlanta because the shit be popping. The shit be jumping like a motherfucker. And people be there, so hey, we might as well be there too.
We about to have an all-star game. I mean,
I was just going to say that shit. We finna have an all-star game, so I know it's finna be hella people coming here. We have it's pop-ups every week. It's pop-ups all the time. So it's like we here. So hey, I thought might as well just take advantage of that shit instead of trying to go out to do these kind of events and shit. Take advantage of what's going on in the city, and let's try to get a foothold in the city and see what we can do.
That was a good look. You know what I'm saying? Especially when it comes to being in person, in face with people who maybe didn't even know it existed.
Of course.
And it's one of them things that you got to figure out how to do. Like we're in a new space where we're probably not going to be able to be so much in close quarters with people for a little while. So take advantage while you can.
The world is new now. Like after Corona, it's so new. Like even just being around, like I just never thought that I would see people with a face mask on and a hood and be able to go in the bank. Like it's just so weird now. So it's just like we just in a new world. So we got to adjust. Like it's nothing that we can do about it. We can't worry about the shit that happened or how we got here. We just got to adjust to it.
Yeah. Have you ever looked at your competition and thought to yourself that like say your raw papers and things like that? You ever look at them and be like, yeah, we should be there?
I haven't looked at them and said we should be there. Whatever they have, I respect whatever they have because they earned it.
Yeah.
I don't think that I don't want to tear them down so we can be up. Nah, whatever they got, hey, I respect that. But hey, we're going somewhere too, and we're going to take ours further than anybody's ever taken it because we have that push from the community, man. And I feel like we're not just trying to do it to be rich. We're trying to do it to give back to the community because this community has given us so much that I have to give back.
Yeah. You have a favorite strain?
I'd probably say Durban Poison. It's probably my favorite strain. But like, I smoked it twice when I was in Cali, and I went to sleep the first time.
Yeah.
But that's probably the cleanest strain I've ever smoked. Where it was just like when you hit it, you don't even feel like you smoke it. It's kind of like vapor. Like.
So is that something like? Do you have a strain that you would actually? If somebody was coming to you and say, yo, I'm about to roll up, you'd be like, yo, this would be the perfect strain to roll with that for you to get the experience, the good taste you talking about, like all that.
I'll probably have to say I like Gorilla Glue. I like Gorilla Glue. I like what Cookie's doing with Gorilla Glue. I like that. We also have people with their own personal strands, like because I have a few friends that have their personal strands. They kind of try to get us to have a strand, and we experimented. We seen what's going on with that, and we might be having a strand coming soon. Stay on the lookout for that. But I probably have to say, because when I smoke the Durban Poison, what I say is the difference is, like, even looking at it, seeing the buds is shiny. Like when you see it, it's kind of,
it's presentation.
yeah, man. It looks like it's like it's dancing. It's like it's a diamond or something. Like the crystals are just dancing. When you put the light on it, it looks like somebody put a lot of time and effort into this shit. Yeah. Like a lot of time. That's what really stood out to me.
That's what's up, man. So you're definitely popping. You know what I'm saying? You got your line started. You're ahead of the curve in a lot of ways. But eventually competition's gonna come up. You know what I'm saying? Like the bigger you get in the smaller arena, the more people are gonna want to pick up and do what you're doing. How prepared are you for the competition coming? Like, what do you have planned next for Pure?
Well, we're always on the lookout for the next thing, because we're not just trying to stay right where we're at. We're trying to always look out for that next thing. That even with the trades, anything like that, it's just we want to do something that people have never seen before. Always be ahead of the curve, because just if you're there when people are already there or just starting to get there, you're behind. You got to be there, and by the time they get there, you're leaving, because that's the only way you'll ever do anything.
Man, you're an inspirational young man out here, man. Doing
hey,
big
man,
things,
we're just trying to every single day, just trying, bro, because it hasn't been easy. It hasn't been easy at all, because shit, it's been times where we didn't know what was gonna happen, and then boom, it just happened, and it's like, oh shit. Like, okay, well, now we're in here.
Bro, I feel like all last year was that moment for me.
Man, 2020 was a weird-ass year, like, because it was like, it's a bad year. It was a bad year in a sense, but it also wasn't in a sense. It was kind of a good year, because it taught me a lot about myself. It taught me a whole lot about myself, like, what I'm willing to do, like, if I have my back against the wall.
Yeah.
So I feel like it kind of made everybody a little bit stronger, and we all kind of learn from it.
So, BJay, where we going to see you at next year this time?
Hopefully, man, we see the brand somewhere where everybody knows about it, because we're trying to align more with artists on the music side, because we do have a trade that plays music. So we want to do something every week called the Pure Art Show. It's like the Pure Artist Showcase. So every week we focus on a certain artist, an underground artist or a mainstream artist or whatever, just somebody who is a part of the music industry, and we're going to take them and just put a spotlight on them, kind of like what Tiny Desk did, but in a way we're just going to put that spotlight on them and put just the sponsorship behind them, and just show people the talent that Atlanta has, because I feel like sometimes Atlanta doesn't get the recognition for the talent that they have, because I've been in pop-ups and all kind of events, and I've seen people walk in and you don't know this person can sing like that. You don't know this person can rap like that, and you just like, damn, after they finish, and he's like, how are you not signed? I just want to be a part of, just trying to put something out there and sponsor something with, what we have.
Yo, be crazy. A curated playlist for Pure that y'all do every week that say that, so people could pair that with the track.
Hey, we could work on something like that.
That's dope as hell,
we
man.
Could collab on something like that.
Because I was just thinking, I saw Gunna on your page. Like, you had Gunna up there with some shit. I'm like, yo, you do some, like, playlist type joint.
Hell yeah. We're getting more into that music side, because we do have these trades now. So it's something that, I'm open to everything at this point, because I feel like it's a lot of opportunity out there, and you throw enough shots up, eventually one of them gonna fall. So,
BJay, I appreciate you coming through today and
of course,
telling us about Pure, man. Definitely, I'm a supporter of the brand. Hopefully, I see you go even